Although we don't typically have a speaker at our club meeting, this time around we thought it would be a good idea to have somebody come on board. And we have a very, very interesting guest speaker today. And Nori, can you do the honors of introducing our speaker?
I am sorry, but no, I did not receive that information in time, so my apologies.
I'm ready to introduce her.
Great,
Skip.
thank you.
Tom, you want to go ahead because I know that you were intimately involved in this.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody, and I'm really pleased to have Karen Kelly here. She's a very talented photographer, and I guess my hope was to make 2021 normal again, and having us all see what we used to see around town. And she's just really captured the heart and soul of San Miguel. And so, yes, we've got a few months until we can go out, and maybe next year it'll be, but we're hoping 2021. 21's a lucky number, and Karen's gonna brush off the COVID isolation of last year and see where we're, remind us all of where we live. So with that, Karen Kelly, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Okay. Hey, Tom, we're not, just hold on a second, Ron. We won't start it for a moment. But I did want to say thank you to Tom and to the Rotary for inviting me today, and also to Ron Felton for the Herculean effort of dealing with all of my photos to make this slideshow today. I really appreciate it. I wanted to briefly, I had asked Tom if I could introduce myself a little bit, and I said that I was glad that I wanted to be here to share some photos of magical San Miguel and remind us of what we love about this little town and what we've missed in 2020. I am a street photographer, amateur photojournalist. And that started years and years ago in college when one of my majors was fine art. And I realized that I loved visual images, but I didn't have the talent or the patience to become an outstanding painter or a sculptor. In my photography class, it was a whole new world that opened for me. So I have had a camera attached to the front of my face for about 40 years. And in San Miguel, I wander the streets and new neighborhoods. I pick an area several times a week, and I shoot 300 to 400 pictures every time I'm out. I have about 35,000 pictures of San Miguel, and I've always enjoyed doing it. One of my favorite areas of photographing are the murals that are popping up all over San Miguel. And I first wanted to say that I had wandered into Colonial Guadalupe years ago and came across some of the murals and was able to meet Colleen Sorensen, who's lived in Colonial Guadalupe, and had begun the project when street art and mural art was actually considered tagging and was actually quite scandalous. But she had come from San Antonio and had worked with a lot of artists there who were looking for positive ways of expression and had found walls and that kind of thing for them to do. And she brought that energy to San Miguel and started an organization called Muro en Blanco. As a result, there were a lot of graffiti artists that then became fine artists all over Colonial Guadalupe. And I have become sort of an aficionado of murals since then. So the way that this project and this meeting occurred was Colleen called me and she said, hey, want to go drive over and see the new artists project going on underneath Libremente at the overpass called El Puente. There are 10 murals going up. It's a collaborative effort between San Miguel's Cultural and Traditions Department, headed by a gal named Paulina Medina, and street artist Efron Gonzalez with his apprentices. And so this is just amazing because in the beginning of murals in San Miguel, government kind of always was trying to shut it down. Now it's part of the establishment. And if you haven't seen these murals yet, I will be showing you some today, some pictures of them today. Also, you really do need to go and see this. They're spectacular. It will be up for 8 months. And then there will be new artists coming in. The nature of street art, if you don't already know, is that two things. It's temporary. It is painted over as time goes along, and it tends to go up very quickly. The reason for that is its history is embedded in tagging, a lot in the big cities where people would make their names and their initials and such on subways or underneath bridges or in the subway, all this kind of thing. And they had to do it at night because it was illegal. And they did it quickly, and somebody always came at some point and painted over it. So it's still a tradition that's come forward, is that the nature of street art is temporary and it tends to go up quickly. So we went over there, and I took a lot of pictures of what was going on and posted them on Facebook. Colleen said, can I share them with other sites? And I said, of course. So, well, within 24 hours, we had 75 shares of the pictures on my Facebook page to other people's pages, and we had over 2,000 likes or loves on the Facebook pages. In the meantime, I get a text from the Atención asking me if they can use my photos for the upcoming issue on the murals. I said, of course. So I took them over. And as a matter of fact, they used the 7 of my photographs, one on the front of the Que Pasa. This is by an artist, Ana Raga, from a San Miguel artist. She's extremely talented, very beautiful, realistic work. And they also used 6 other photos for the double truck of the Que Pasa, of the Atención. So I said, you know what? I think we have an opportunity here to help make some money, raise some money for the street artists. So I decided I was going to make a calendar, not exclusively on the street artists, because it's a project from the cultural center from San Miguel. So I couldn't really capitalize on just that. I could make a calendar of photos, kind of like a photo album of all the beautiful things of San Miguel that we miss and we cherish. And some of the proceeds from the sales of that could go to help the street artists. So in 48 hours, I made this calendar. And at the beginning of December, we started selling it. And there is a theme on each month. And this is the theme for the street mural artists, showing the latest ones that are under the bridge. So what we thought we would do today is show you some of these pictures, a little visit through San Miguel, kind of focusing on the things that we cherish and love about this little town, reminding of us how special it is. So I guess with no further ado, Ron, if you want to start, this is 11 minutes long, and I just want to tell you, Ron set this up very well in that each photo takes about 3 seconds. So it's enough to look at the picture, not enough to get whiplash it's going too fast, not too long to get bored. So it's about an 11.5-minute slideshow. So if we could go ahead.
Karen,
and I may do a little talking through it.
Karen, excuse me, but take your picture off, and because you're breaking up, your internet's not fast enough. So just mute your camera, and we'll be able to hear you better. Mute your camera.
Okay.
No, don't mute yourself. Don't mute yourself. Excuse me. Take your video camera off and leave yourself.
Okay, it's off.
There you
Is
go.
that better?
That's way better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to start with street scenes, just some of our favorite streets and the beauty that we see from the tops of the hills, just on all of our little favorite streets, the colors and the beauty. Now we have another section on the conchera dancers, which we haven't seen for a while. And for those of you who don't know, a conchera is actually the lute that these dancers play. It's made out of a armadillo shell. There's one on the left there that you can see. And of course, they're also known for the shells on their feet that make the noise when they're dancing. We have a page in the calendar talking about these beautiful, wonderful dancers. Look forward to the parade coming back again this year. It is the only, isn't he, darling? It's the only kind of long-term ritual where women are allowed. Now we have also section on Day of the Dead, and this is the picture, some of the pictures from now around the San Juan Diaz church from last year, and from the cemeteries, of music being played in the cemeteries, beautiful offerings, and some of the cemetery sites. We have another page on the Grito and Independence Day, and focusing on the War of Independence from Spain and some of the events that have occurred, including the Independence Parade. If you haven't seen it, it's great. And I was at the beginning of the parade, and they were all getting ready for it by having a couple beers. The town is always decorated with the beautiful flags, and of course, Colin's crazy VW car decorated several times during the year. You can buy a flag down at Independence Market Square. The blessing of the horses is another thing I hope we see this year. Some of the most magnificent horses riding into town from all over the Campos areas. My favorite thing of the year is the Locos Parade. I go every year, over 15,000 participants in homemade costumes, throwing candy to the children who catch them, candy and upside down umbrellas. If you haven't been there, you really must. It's always on Father's Day. And it's one of the easiest places in San Miguel to get great pictures. There are no bad pictures at the Locos Parade. And the children love it so much, and hundreds of thousands of spectators come from all over to watch this parade. It's a blast. Miss it. If you haven't been there in a while, it's worth going to again. And there are the umbrellas that they catch the candy in. Children are just delightful and cute, and some of the costumes are really unusual. And of course, I have a page on the Mojigangas, the 6 to 18-foot puppets that are all over San Miguel normally. And these are just some of them that I've captured through the years. They're just fun and funky. And I don't know about you guys, but I miss these characters a lot walking around, and hopefully we'll see them again soon. So there's a page in the calendar of Mojiganga pictures. This is my favorite picture I took coming out of the toy museum, somebody taking their Mojiganga. So these are the murals. This is Ana Rapa. This is Mirla Herrera. And she painted the beautiful woman and also a fox, this fox, which is her signature animal. And this guy is called Maine. He made the fun doll, the Maria doll. Ana Rapa again. Here she is talking to some children and a family. This was Efrain and his people made a beautiful couple in a park, San Miguel. This guy is Exa1, and he made 2 murals there. He's well known all over San Miguel. This one is Juan Valafana, the indigenous child. And this is actually, and here we have Andrea Felix. And my favorite guy, Boomzer, who made this beautiful kingfisher, who I actually used for the back of the calendar. And he also painted this parrot at our home. The paint for these murals costs about $450 per mural. And sometimes they're given some paint. Most of the time, they're funding it themselves. Have another page on the beautiful parks of San Miguel. The Botanic Gardens, and this, of course, is Parque Juarez. And if you haven't been there since the park has been redone, it's really quite lovely. And these pictures are just some of my pictures that I've taken out at the Botanic Gardens. And the view from the edge of it, the panoramic view of our town. Now we're going back to some street scenes. And oh, this happens to be, I'm sorry, this is from Semana Santa. All of the parades, including the Señor de Colomna parade, and that which is magnificent, coming from a Totonilco. The various and sundry Good Friday services, and of course, the crazy blowing up of the Judases on Easter Sunday. So there's a page showing that as well. These are some of the buildings of San Miguel. There's another page. Most of them will be very familiar to you. We've incorporated a page to remind us of and that is the page, actually from the calendar, some of our beautiful buildings in San Miguel. It's, of course, the Fabrica Aurora and the Instituto Allende. And this is the Casablanca Hotel lobby and the entrance to Starbucks, one of our favorite places. The view from the top of one of the restaurants. Now I have some street scenes to share with you, just things that I've captured walking around the streets of San Miguel, some of the normal day things that we see and we enjoy. Remember when years ago, it wasn't all that many years ago, 5 years ago, and our street dogs, that you saw burros all over, and now you don't see too many of them. These are all just scenes that all of us see when we wander around San Miguel during the year. Dog walkers are one of my favorite things. I have lots of pictures of dog walkers, and there's a bull. And our little La Tiendas all over town. Market at San Maurice. The pharmacy with the 2 dogs sitting on the counter. And the Maria Doll sales lady. This happens to be where they manufacture glasses here in San Miguel. And of course, our old gas station, a gas pump. So I'll be quiet a minute and let you just sort of enjoy a wedding car. These guys are welders in their own little shop. Shoe shine for 40 pesos. These guys own the pork belly. Beauty queens. Cutest little girl you'd ever see. And then some of our revolutionary marches. I'm always amazed when I see this. The concerts that we've missed. They're starting up with the weddings again. My favorite storefront, open sometimes. Motorcycles lined up along all the streets. And hopefully we'll have more festivities. Like this is from the Toy Museum. If you haven't been there, it's really amazing. And making a bodega ceiling. This Allende statue is underneath the Libremente over by Walmart. And concerts outdoors at the Bellas Artes. They still do wash clothes outside. These gals were mariachis outside of Rosewood, and of course the shoes hanging to memorialize the women reporters who had been killed. So just some basic street scenes. And then we have a page on Christmas and the beautiful posadas that we didn't see this year. This one happened to be in San Antonio. Some of our street decorations, even from years past. The beautiful poinsettias in the Jardín and out by the Church of San Francisco. New Year's. Remember when we had New Year's and fireworks? So that's the end of the pictures I wanted to share with you today. Just a very small subset. I hope you enjoyed them. And lastly, I just wanted start my video. Lastly, I just wanted to tell you that if any of you are interested in having these pictures on a calendar, we only have 15 calendars left. All the rest of them have been sold, and we are not going to print anymore. They are normally 400 pesos. I am just offering any member of Rotary who would like one who emails me today, 300 pesos delivered to your casa or mailed to you. So it's a discount, and there's no delivery cost or no postage. Because we'd kind of like to wrap it up today if we can, so that we can award the street artists their money toward the end of the month. If you do want to get a calendar, just email me your information at Karen J. Kelly, number 7 at outlook.com. Karen J. Kelly 7 at outlook.com. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Karen, thanks very much. And would you put your email address in the chat for us? Maybe we'll go into questions. Does anyone have any questions for Karen?
I have a quick one. Tom, Karen, I was intrigued by the photo of the shoes hanging that you said was a tribute memorial to the reporters that have been
yes.
killed. Where was that, and where is it?
It's in Colonial Guadalupe, and I can't tell you the street names off the top of my head. I can walk you there. Actually, I'm not sure if it's still hanging. Does anyone know if it's still?
I was going to ask if it was something permanent or temporary.
You know what? I can find that out. I know Lena Bartulo was really involved with getting that done, the artist. I had one other thing I was going to say to you. I've had several requests from people that I've sold, that have purchased calendars, whether photos would be available blown up that people could buy to hang in their home. And the answer is yes. I'm actually working right now with someone who's helping me even tighten things up with Photoshop so that they're really beautifully done. If you have a topic you're interested in, obviously we didn't touch nearly 35,000 pictures. But if you're interested in a particular topic, the chances are very good that I have lots of photos of that subject, and you can take a look at the photos. And if you like one of them, we can blow it up. This will be something that I'm going to be doing into 2021 and making them available for a very reasonable price. Bringing photos of San Miguel into our home. I also encourage everyone, you've got a camera on your phone. As you're going along, just taking pictures is really enjoyable because what I've learned is it causes you to stop and look differently than you normally might if you're walking up and down the streets quickly. It makes you really stop and appreciate and see things even more deeply of our beautiful, beautiful little town. Okay. I just got an order from one of our Rotarians.
Aaron,
So
thanks. That's so
thank
cool.
you.
That is just like stopping to look at it. That's the eye of an artist. I always miss that part too. That's perfect that you said that. I just that your slideshow and this will be on the website, which is Rotary SMA midday.org. It's on all your literature. When you got the link to this, so everybody try and send that to one of your friends, because I know a lot of people, we got 35 or 40 people here, but everybody's got a friend. And if you can go to the Rotary SMA website, it'll break. It's on the upper left side. It'll be this week, and it'll be there for a week. So encourage you to go and enjoy what we've all just witnessed today. And right next to where it is in this week's meeting, there's the donate button. Without the help of people in our community, now that we're doing everything virtually, we can't really do what we're doing. So we really appreciate it if you can come by after the meeting and just, even if you can only donate 200 pesos, 20 pesos, whatever, we'd appreciate that. And we'd appreciate each one of you getting a couple people to come and see this wonderful presentation that Karen has put together for us. So Skip, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Tom and Karen. I want to thank you for a wonderful presentation and all those beautiful pictures, because it reminds me, and it's something that we haven't seen for a while. It just reminds me of the reason that we moved to San Miguel in the first place. And certainly we're looking forward to being able to do all that again in the not too distant future. Your photography is amazing. How long have you been doing this anyhow?
Oh, years.
Really?
A lot.
Yeah.
And I would say at least 40. And I just want you to know that I am available if anyone has pictures of certain things that they would like to have that I haven't taken or you'd like to have captured. I really do enjoy doing that. And lastly, if anyone wants to give a donation specifically to the artists, whatever, that's separate from what Tom was asking, I think. But if you want to donate something directly to the street artists and you notate that to me, I will make sure that 100% of it is given to them. They don't, they're not rich, and anything we can do to help would be great.
We were out and about a week ago, and we happened to notice a new mural off of Estacion on one of the little streets, and it was Vincent van Gogh wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And my wife wanted to know how he was able to keep the mask on. I got to think about that.
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that. There are 3 murals that were done by an artist who goes by the name Pasek. He's out of Mexico City, I believe. He did The Girl with a Pearl, the one that you saw, and also Frida over in San Miguel, and they all have masks on.
Right. Well, that seems to be the new thing. Hopefully that they won't be doing that for too long, but we'll see. Anyhow, Karen, I want to thank you. We really enjoyed the presentation.
Thank
For those
you.
of you that are with us, we thank you for hopping on board. We're going to have a very, very interesting meeting next week with a group of medical experts from Mexico City talking about coronavirus and the vaccine, hopefully, that is going to be available to all of us in San Miguel in the not too distant future. With that, our board meeting will, for members of our board, will take place right after this meeting. In the meantime, have a great week, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.